I'm always excited to be here on Sunday. I love being with my family, but I'm especially excited today. Bryan and I want to share some ideas for re-energizing our spiritual community. Of course, all energy flows from spirit. He and I have been discussing some of these ideas even when we were planning the transition from our old building to this new location. We've been waiting to talk with Unity headquarters, and on May 18th, we were able to finally have that meeting with their leadership. We shared ideas, they shared ideas, and now we're ready to discuss these ideas with you. You see, something exciting is ready to unfold in this community, indeed within the whole Unity movement. There was common agreement with headquarters leadership and the leadership at Unity of Fort Lauderdale that we are ready for a revival. Now, that energy is within each of us. It has been all along. But we're going to re-energize now that we've made this transition. We've established some foundational systems here. And Bryan and I realized as we started thinking about how to present this to you, how to begin to work together on accomplishing what we want to accomplish, that we have 4 major pathways that we have been actively living already that will create the revitalization that we want to engender in our community. The first 2 are prayer and meditation. That's foundational to us, that's foundational to almost any Unity church you'll walk into. Have you remembered in your prayers to hold your spiritual community and your spiritual headquarters? We're going to remind you, we're going to lean into that. We're going to use the prayer pathway, remembering that what that really is aligning with spirit. And when you align with spirit, you release divine possibilities. You release fear, anxiety, scarcity. You lean into abundance. Now that's basic and we know it, but we have to remind each other. And one of the reasons we gather on Sunday is for that reminder. The meditation pathway creates a stillness. And that assists us with clarity. Because when we're receiving divine ideas, our monkey minds are still in the background. And we have to lean into clearing the space. So as divine ideas are received, we can have clarity about what that means and how to use those divine ideas. So we're going to continue using those 2 pathways. Now the next 2 pathways we've also been using, but we're going to consciously talk about it and maybe use them in ways we hadn't yet. The third one is intuitional innovation. Now we're always innovating. We're very creative. That is the very nature of what we are. The essence of spirit is creation. Intuition is taking time to lean into that alignment with spirit and trust it, have faith in it. So let's allow spirit to guide us, to use creativity to meet people where they are. And the 4th pathway, collaboration, that's been an integral part of the class that I finished on Tuesday. We've been having some in-depth conversation about that. Now, I'll discuss this collaboration from the viewpoint of the class and what it means for us in regards to re-energizing the community at the end of the talk today. Unity of Fort Lauderdale is excited to understand that we're not going to watch the Unity movement evolve. We are an integral part of the Unity movement. We have been invited from headquarters, and we're going to lean into it to live into this next evolution, to create it, to be a model community for what it means to do something different in the Unity movement. So I'm going to ask Bryan to share a little more about what Unity headquarters shared with us and what came out of that meeting on the 18th.
Thank you, Cynthia. So as we mentioned earlier, June is here and our theme is joy. Are you feeling joy-filled mostly in the moments of your day, or is June an opportunity for you to reevaluate and take inventory in your life as you leave here? Well, out there is the same thing as in here. It's how I do one thing is how I do everything. So how I show up in spiritual community is how I go out there and live into the world. And so this is an opportunity for us to be more in joy, not only individually, but as a spiritual community. Because here's what I want you to know about joy. It's not something you earn. It's not a reward. It's not something you get when everything goes right. Joy can be, if I'm willing to be willing, an internal compass. And what does that internal compass begin to say when I align with it? I am aligned with life. Breathe into that. The more moments of joy I live in my day and in spiritual community, the more aligned with life I am. Because as Pierre Teilhard de Chardin wrote, joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. Joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. Infallible, not occasional, not if you jump this high because I think you need to, not my way is right and your way is wrong. It is infallible. And it is a great opportunity when we declare each breath is a celebration of life's infinite possibilities. It's not just beautiful language. That can be an operating principle that I see more of in more moments of my day in this community. It can be how we're showing up more. It can be the energy we bring into the interactions here and our perception about what's going on as we are in joy more starting in June. Because as we know in the Unity movement and New Thought, what does it say about energy? It flows where what? Attention goes and what we focus on. So we're all contributing to the consciousness of the community. The invitation is, am I being in joy mostly? Even with my conversations about it. That's a living prayer, friends. What am I speaking into? What's my perspective? Is it joy-filled? Or is it... Can laugh at that. Our Sunday services in person and mostly online after the recordings are growing. We have people watching beyond South Florida. Many new people who were interested in that and partook in that from before are connecting in again. Our Zoom classes are growing. People are joining us from DC, from Las Vegas, Chicago, Boston, and beyond. This community is becoming a spiritual learning hub, not just a local congregation, a center that people are seeking out. A comment that was made this week is, we see you everywhere. Great, come on in. But here's the thing with that, is it takes consistency. It takes all of us sharing the joy and bringing the good word about what we're up to out there to continue magnifying and multiplying this. And bless all of you who shared your heart with us as we start promoting that in those testimonials. We bless you and thank you. And then we have all of our small group gatherings, and Unity World Headquarters called that what? Our zone of brilliance. Our zone of brilliance. And when you look at the zone of brilliance and why it's happening, it's easy to see why. Victoria? Zone of Brilliance leader right there, that amazing monthly art series where creativity becomes a spiritual practice. John? People gathering around books and big ideas every month for that discussion. Our spiritual and emotional maturity new Zoom monthly gatherings are drawing people into expanding soul growth at an even deeper level. Mark. Unity in the community, building connection, radiance. Her Journey into Joy retreat that we're doing in October, she'll come up and connect and share that announcement at the end. Please take flyers, share with your friends about that, an amazing experience, rooted exactly in what we're creating this month. These are not side programs, these are expressions of who we are. Different doors into the same spirit expressing, the same sacred space, where we connect with the principles, connect with each other, and remind ourselves what it means to live this work. And here is the new thought truth underneath all of it. As we energize, celebrate it, and participate in it, it expands. And that is not la-la land or wishful thinking. It is law. And you can see it. You can see it in the faces of people who show up. There's joy in a real visible joy, because you see the difference that each one of these gatherings make in the moment when they're in creative expression or learning something new. The Tuesday classes where we can connect in with each other. I love showing up to these events because I can connect with people and learn something new from shared vision and shared story. That's the real visible joy. This is what we're offering, an experience here, friends, and people feel the difference of it. And that's exactly what this community is meant to do. We're not a smaller version of the past. We're a wide, more alive expression of what is possible. And as Cynthia mentioned, we met with leadership at Unity World headquarters a few weeks ago, and I'll share some of that with you, because this belongs to all of us. The energy in that conversation was absolutely genuine in alignment with where we're at and excitement. And they see us as a model ministry, a community that's generating best standards of practice that the broader movement will learn from. In fact, here's what they said about Unity of Fort Lauderdale. We're not a ministry waiting for a proven model. We take action and do what we're supposed to do. Do you remember those statistics about how quickly we found a Sunday service? Typically, stuff like that takes 6 to 9 months. Give yourselves a round of applause. And so here's what the next 30 days looks like. Unity World Headquarters will be working directly with us on our bylaw revisions that allow us and give us permissions to continue working as an expression of ministry under their 501c3. So our alternative ministry will be in alignment with theirs to keep thriving. Second, Cynthia and I will be participating in what is called a Circle pop-up conversation, a new event that they have there at headquarters. And we will be working with them and sharing our ideas and seeing what other licensed Unity people are doing across the movement and what we can learn from each other as a living, joy-filled to make a difference and keep these teachings in the world for years to come. And we'll keep you informed as things unfold. But today, we celebrate that. And this is something to celebrate, and it belongs to all of us. So give yourselves a round of applause. And now I would like to invite the lovely Cynthia back up to conclude and share a little bit more about what you will be involved with and we're inviting you to be involved with today. Give her a round of applause.
So back to that energy. Almost everybody here was involved in that transition. And it took a lot of physical, emotional, mental energy to make that transition. So we want to thank Reverend May and Shay, who found us this rental when the rental we thought we had disappeared the week we were going to move. That happened with the grace of God. We want to thank all of you for coming together and trying to figure out, okay, how do you do Sunday service in a middle school cafeteria? Thank you all for making it happen every Sunday. So let's go back to those 4 pathways. Prayer, pray daily for your spiritual community and this Unity spiritual movement. Meditate to give yourself clarity. In innovative intuition, have faith that what you're receiving is important and vital. And now the fourth, collaboration. The next chapter is not something that Bryan and I alone are going to design. We are ready to build together. We've transitioned from that sale into a rental. We've established foundational systems. Now's the time to collaborate. So what we learned in that class that finished on Tuesday, we spoke the last 2 Tuesdays on collaboration. Collaboration brings forth abundance. It expands ideas and vision. And there's a greater abundance generated by the act of sharing dreams, visions, and ideas. Synergy is different than individual energy. The people who collaborate are usually surprised with what emerges. It's greater than they'd individually envisioned. Leadership and governance are held by the Board of Trustees in full alignment with Unity headquarters, and that work is now actively and joyfully underway. Our community members are already engaged in the process in the ways that are theirs to hold. Many involved in sacred service. It takes almost every one of us every Sunday to put together a Sunday service and get it out to a greater community. The love and support you give one another, that will hold us together. That will help us grow together. But what we're inviting you into today is something different, and it's equally vital. The creative and spiritual heart of our Sunday experience, we're going to look at it anew. And immediately following this service, we will, as we always do, move into a sacred circle. But we're going to use sacred circle in a way we never have. We're going to use sacred circle today for the purpose of beginning to co-create some alternative Sunday experiences. We have been invited into that by headquarters. Bryan and I fully embrace it. We hope as we talk to you in Sacred Circle, you will too. And let's begin this fourth pathway of collaboration in a deeper way than we've yet ever explored the pathway. We want to know from each of you what element of this community actually nourishes you. What does help you connect? What makes Sunday morning worthwhile and feel alive to you? Each person will be given a template to capture their ideas, their visions, their suggestions around themes and logistics. And then those submissions will be left with leadership at the end of the time together today, and will be used to inform us where we need to begin with this building anew. Your voice, your gifts, your sense of what is holy. That's what belongs in circle today. And then if inspiration strikes again beyond today, use this same method of submission. It's exactly where your sparks belong, so we can capture and look at them and use them and blend them and build a fire. If you have an idea for a new program, an outreach idea, a creative service, an alternative way on Sunday to gather and learn, something you want to offer the community yourself, use this form, use it to submit the ideas to leadership. So we're going to close with an affirmation. I will then lead a closing prayer, and we'll go into the end of our normal service, and afterwards gather in sacred circle. So please repeat after me. I'll say it, then I'll say it again, and you say it with me. I'll break it down in small pieces because it's long. So, we step forward as co-creators. We step forward as co-creators, guided by wisdom, grounded in joy, and open to all that's trying to emerge, through us and as us. And so it is. Now, if you would, let's just take that into prayer for a moment. We align with Spirit. We acknowledge Spirit is always present. Spirit never goes away. Our attention just wavers. So we focus on Spirit in this moment in our heart space. We have a love for the teachings of unity, such respect for the Fillmores. We appreciate the opportunity to gather together and to learn those basic foundational truths they taught. We rise to the occasion of becoming a model community that can revitalize not only this group, but be a model for other small groups to lean into as they find ways to continue this unity movement. And we know that how we do that is through the guidance of Spirit. We commit to prayer, time to receive from Spirit, meditation, time of stillness to receive clarity. We commit to sharing our ideas in sacred circles and collaboration, knowing that this is the way that it expands and grows into something that can serve this unity movement and this community. We're so grateful that we have a loving, committed group. We're so grateful each and every time they gather with us. We move forward to do the work that is ours to do, and so it is. Amen.